What's up, YouTube? If you're watching this, like I said before, I am gone doing my Bankai training for this thing. Obviously, as you know, this is Ryu Itachi, here to give you another character analysis. Yes. So in this video, I'll be talking about Lucy New, or whatever the hell her other name is, whatever, from Elfen Lied. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest you watch it. I mean, the anime to me was decent, but a lot of people complain about it. The manga was pretty darn good to me. It was my first actually sending, or second sending. Air Master apparently was a sending. But anyway, so Lucy, like I said, if you like psychological type of things, I think this would be good. And if you like like human rights and stuff like that, I think it's actually a good series for you. Because Lucy, the character, as she is a mutant. I think they call it Diclonius or Diclonius, something similar to that. She's a mutant. She has horns, like small horns, and she has vectors which are invisible to, I think, everybody. And I mean, they're uber strong, but I mean, no one can see them. So she would only get made fun of for her horns. But yeah, I mean, as a kid, she would get made fun of because of her horns. So she was always isolated, um, and she pretty much felt horrible about herself because she's different. And as a kid, especially, no one really likes to feel different. But she was made to feel different. She was tortured in one scene. Um, she found the dog, and that's her only happiness. And these kids are straight freaking evil, yo. They freaking beat the dog in front of her. Now, I'm not really like an animal lover like that, but even that almost made me watery eyes. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty rough scene right there. And they're like freaking 5, and that's when Lucy just like freaking snaps. She kills everybody in the room. I think, well, the dog was dead, but she kills everybody in the room instantly. Like, to me, like I don't know what she's categorized, like if she's categorized as a villain, but to me, Lucy was actually more of a protagonist. Like, Lucy was just a person who was hurt her whole life, from literally age freaking 1 day to, I think she was like 16 at the end of the show or something. In the manga, I mean, she was hurt, tortured, and um, made fun of for being different throughout her whole life, every day, and she was sad over it because she developed another personality, and that other personality just happened to hate the world because of that. So she would pretty much kill everyone. Which, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's horrible. I mean, no one, there's just no such thing as a justifiable death to me. But I mean, she coped. That was how she coped with the world. I mean, she had to retreat mentally in order to live. So her second personality became the killer. But you see, as she forms a relationship with Kota, who she killed his sister and father in front of him at the age of probably 5. Let's not forget that one. I don't know how. I don't know how, but somehow Kota actually. I don't care what the hell he says, but he actually fell in love with Lucy Inu. But and Lucy is the evil personality. She actually became good. Like, and she was the killer personality. But through her love of Kota, they agreed that she would not use her powers. And as soon as they agreed for that, this dude came out with a gun and was about to shoot her in her head. But she was okay with that. She actually said, you know what? I'm not going to use my powers. If I have to die like this, then that's how I'm going to die. I mean, you really have to take your hands off for that. Because if that was me, I was like, screw that. I'd just cut off your arm. I mean, that's just me. But but then the third personality comes out. So yeah, she's pretty much pulling a mini Sensui. So the third personality comes out, and the third personality is actually highly debatable. Whether it's the third personality or what, because she always said like her DNA, like at that point it was her DNA that was killing. That's what she said. And but I pretty much assume it was a third personality, because the third personality was pretty much OP. Her vectors, if you ever seen show, her vectors originally only went 7 feet, 2 meters or whatever. But she was dead, like she was melting away, like she was just a head, barely skin. So she was just a head with a torso. And her vectors were freaking atmospheric. And when I say atmospheric, I mean they reached outer space plus. I mean she's a head. Like, imagine this head right here with vectors which you can't see, going to outer space, going to outer space. And she was attacking and destroying the world. And she was a head. No arms, no legs, barely torso, barely skin, attacking the world. That's how insanely OP she was. But, and she almost killed Kota, but her Lucy and her new personality protected him. But I mean, as a character, I think she was pretty complex. Like I said, if you enjoy like a human rights type of things, I think this would be an enjoyable anime or manga. If you can get past the stupid random nudity that makes no sense, and the gore, it is quite gory. It is quite gory. The anime and the manga actually, like when they fight, people are getting cut, and when I say cut, I mean cut off, like cut in half, and whatnot. But I mean, Lucy as a character, I think she does have one of the better she's one of the better characters that I've known. I mean, like, we get a complete backstory. We get the twist with her personalities. You know, none of them. Only person that was supposed to exist is Lucy. She got shot, and that's how New came. New was a kid, and then when she was about to die, she was like, I don't want to die. And that's when the third person that came out. There's a lot of twists within her own mind that we got to see. We got to see her pretty much her whole life, how she felt, why she felt. I think as a character, she is one of the best characters so far that I know of. As far as development go. So, anyway, that's pretty much the end of the video. Feel free to comment if you read the manga or if you've seen the anime. If you've seen the anime, you probably should still read the anime. Read the freaking manga, not anime. It's a lot better to me. But anyway, like I said, comment, excuse me, thumbs up the video. If you must thumbs it down, please send me why at least, don't be a dick. And subscribe to see more videos. And it's Ryutachi signing out.